boost. This happened to me a few years ago when I was desperate for my channel to take off. I'd been posting daily, but getting nowhere. Then I got a message from an anonymous account which said real engagement, midnight delivery, no bots. Fine, I replied, jokingly adding, if you can deliver that, you can take my soul. At midnight, my follower account suddenly jumped to be in the hundreds, receiving comments like, I'm watching and following forever. There were no faces, no familiar names. The analytics said the traffic came from an unknown source. The next night, it happened again. A message to cancel. The response was a photo of my hallway, time-stamped, 12:02. At first I thought it was a joke, but when I studied it more closely, I noticed the angle. The photo was taken from inside my house. I quickly deleted the account, but my numbers continued to climb. At the same time, every night, and one day, I'll pay the price. Story 2. Brand safe. This happened to a friend of mine called Sarah. She ran a small beauty channel and was always cheerful and polite, never saying anything that might upset a sponsor. One afternoon, she got an email with no sender, no company name. It simply said long-term partnership opportunity. The rate was crazy, so she said yes. Why wouldn't she? Nothing arrived in the post, only a short message that said, always remain on brand. Her numbers took off overnight, and understandably she was thrilled. But then her thumbnails started changing. Her smile looked wider, her eyes brighter, and there was a faint shimmer on her teeth, like a logo. When she made a video without makeup or with a bad hair day, her mic picked up a faint whisper saying, stay on brand. Obviously this freaked her out. She deleted the videos, but they came back by themselves. Her final upload was perfect. So glossy, so radiant. Except I noticed she never blinked. And the whisper at the end wasn't hers. Story 3. 10K by midnight. We were at a small creative meeting. Everyone half joking about selling their souls to the algorithm. Someone mentioned an old trick. Apparently, if you write 10K by midnight on your mirror in red and upload before 12, you'll go viral. Why not, I thought. I did it for a laugh. Used my partner's lipstick, filmed a short vlog, and went to bed. When I woke up, I'd hit 10,000 followers. I went to wipe the mirror, but the writing wasn't lipstick anymore. It had sunk into the glass. That night, my reflection seemed slightly out of sync, like it was thinking for itself. Then it stopped copying me altogether. I covered the mirror with a towel and told myself it was fine. But when I started filming, the towel had fallen to the floor, and my reflection was smiling, holding its phone, taking a photo. Story 4. The comment that wouldn't delete. This one happened to my cousin Emma. She runs a lifestyle channel, mostly home decor and shopping hauls. One morning she woke to a new comment under her latest video that said, "You'll be famous soon." Of course she liked the comment, but didn't think too much about it. Next upload, the same comment appeared again. Same account, same timestamp. She tried deleting it, but it came back higher up. She blocked the user and it replied, "Don't be shy." Within a week, her views doubled and brands started calling. When she checked the account, the bio just said, "I watch." It followed no one, and its follower count matched hers exactly. Emma deleted her channel, but the same comment appeared under someone else's video, saying, "You shouldn't have done that." Story 5. The Perfect Retention. I make short documentaries, though my audience rarely stick around beyond the first 10 seconds. Then I got sent a file called Cutting Notes, Guaranteed Retention. It said to cut the pauses, hold the eyes, and remove the relief. I tried it, and to my surprise it worked. People began watching my videos right to the end. Then another file arrived, saying, tighter, fewer breaths. The comments started getting odd. People wrote things like, "I couldn't look away," and "It watched me back." By the third video, the edit looked strange. Extra frames where I wasn't blinking, and a low hum in the silence. Yet, retention was 100%. When I tried to film an outro, the mic wouldn't record, but the video uploaded by itself overnight. Now when I film, I can hear faint breathing in the background. Not mine, and nobody ever clicks away. Story 6. The Collab Request. A mate of mine ran a small horror channel, all grainy VHS clips and old stuff. He got a collab request from a dead account that hadn't posted since 2009. Strangely enough, it was run by a puppet from an old children's show. And the message said, "Let's bring them back." He thought it was a joke at first and just said, "Okay." But the collab went live, and his views exploded. Then people started saying their televisions switched on at 3 a.m, showing the same puppet, smiling. When he checked permissions on the account, he was listed as owner, and the puppet was primary owner. He tried to remove it, but the system asked for manual verification. The next morning, his fingertips were covered in tiny paper cuts. Ownership had been transferred. He can't delete the channel now. Last week, it posted a short of his bedroom door opening, the caption saying, "We're live." Story 7. Terms and Conditions. I actually read the new platform terms, which probably says a lot about me. Buried halfway through was a section called Uncapped Discovery. It said to tick if you agreed to make a non-revocable gesture to confirm acceptance. There wasn't anywhere to type or click, just a little box that lit up when I pressed my thumb on the screen. So I did. That night my video went viral. But odd things started happening. My phone torch came on by itself at 12:01. My name appeared backwards in captions, and there was a faint watermark on my cheek in photos. When I tried to find the terms again, the page had vanished. The next morning, my thumb was bruised, right in the centre, like I'd pressed it against something hot. Now, every night, just after midnight, I hear the same notification sound, but it's never from an app I recognise. Story 8. The live stream that wouldn't end. This happened to a friend of mine called Ben. He ran a small gaming channel and used to stream most nights after work. One evening mid-stream, his camera froze and the feed cut out. His viewers thought he'd lost connection. He didn't post again after that. But 2 weeks later, his channel went live by itself. Same room, same chair. But Ben wasn't there. The camera was focused on his empty seat, faintly lit by the monitor. People stayed to watch, thinking it was some kind of art piece. Every few minutes the chair creaked like someone shifting their weight. Then the lights in the background started to dim, one by one. When the stream finally ended, the chat flooded with the same message from different accounts. He's back. But when his family went to check the flat, Ben wasn't there. the PC was still running, and the chair was still warm. Story 9. The Archive Channel. I used to follow a channel that restored old VHS tapes. Lovely work. Really nostalgic stuff. The owner, a quiet man called Rob, posted maybe once a month. Then one week he uploaded a clip labelled Found Footage, 1997 School Fair. I clicked it and recognised the place instantly. It was my old primary school. You could see the children running past the camera laughing. And then, right at the end, one of them turned and looked straight at me. Not at the lens, at me. It was me. Same scar, same face, but much older than I was in 1997. I thought it must have been some trick. I even messaged Rob to ask where he'd found the tape. He didn't reply. The video vanished the next day, along with the whole channel. But every so often, my recommended feed shows a new upload from Archive Rob. Same thumbnail, same boy. Still looking straight at me. Story 10. Algorithm 404. This happened to me last year. I was watching videos late one night when YouTube started recommending strange titles. Stuff that didn't exist. One said, "You'll spill coffee tomorrow." Another said, "Don't answer the phone at 8:14. They weren't clickable, but the thumbnails were faint versions of my own videos, but blurred. The next morning, I did spill coffee, exactly at the time the title said. The next night, the feed updated again. It said, "Your mother will call in 10 minutes, don't answer." She did call, and of course I answered. But all I heard was breathing, and a voice whispering my name. I shut the laptop and left it unplugged. When I checked later, the recommendation bar was gone. Every slot said the same thing, repeated over and over. "You've already been recommended."